I'm Pamela, your financial buddy. Hi everybody, this is Pamela, your financial buddy. Today we have come to the last segment of our cash flow management and budgeting. And to start with, let me introduce to you my guest for today. He is actually an IT consultant in one of the multinational companies here in Singapore and has been investing for quite some time now. But since he decided to pursue his career, he engaged my professional service in terms of managing his finances instead. So let us all welcome John. Hi John.
Hi Pamela.
And hi everybody. So today we're going to be discussing about the overall picture of your cash flow management and budgeting. Okay? So John, I hope you have a better picture of how you can allocate your resources during rainy day, thunderstorm, and sunny days. Do you have any questions for me so far?
None so far. I have been learning a lot. Thank you very much.
That's great. So if you don't have a question for me, let me ask you a question instead. Okay? So John, remember in my first episode, I've talked about temporary loss of income. Okay? So with this, have you heard from any friends or read from any news that there are actually people who are getting pay cut currently?
Oh yes, definitely. It's not surprising, but actually hearing it from people, it's really sad to know that people are experiencing this.
Yes, you're right. And do you know or what is the highest pay cut you have heard of so far?
I've heard from as much as 20 to 40%.
20 to 40%. In fact, the highest is 50%.
50.
Yeah, especially during this COVID situation, right? And for those who lost their job or got retrenched, they're actually suffering 100% loss of income. Okay. So John, have you ever imagined how it is like coping up with this kind of situation emotionally and financially speaking?
Well, definitely for these people, they would have to adjust their lifestyles. You know, they would have to forego some of the things that they might be used to, let go of some luxuries. It's going to be surprising at first. They're not used to it for sure, but it's a huge adjustment, a huge change for their lives, and they're going to have to live with it. Otherwise, they won't be able to survive.
Yeah, you are right? So imagine this situation happens for more than 2 years. It's going to be very, very tough for these people, right? That's why it's very, very important for us to set aside enough funds that will take care of us during rainy days, okay? Yes. And in fact, do you know, John, that there are actually 2 possible cases where loss of income may happen to us. Do you want to know what are these 2?
I'd love to know.
Okay, first situation is during our retirement years. Okay, so John, do you want to make a guess what is the statutory retirement age here in Singapore?
I would say 60, maybe?
Close. It's actually 62.
62.
Yeah, and do you know what is the average mortality age here in Singapore?
Maybe around 80.
80. Actually, it's 85.
85.
Yeah. So it means that when a loss of income happens at the age of 62, it means that this person will need to cope financially for more than 20 years. Okay? That's why it is very important for us to do saving and investing during sunny days. Okay? So the second situation is actually when a person becomes critically ill. Okay? So John, what are the chances you think someone will get critical illness?
I would say it's probably with a failure of an internal organ. Could be your kidney or your heart if you're not eating right during your younger years.
Right. And in terms of percentage, what percentage do you think possibility of someone getting ill?
Honestly, 50% is already a big enough percentage for me. If it's gonna be more, I don't know.
50 is more for you already. In fact, it is 80%.
80%, wow.
Yeah, and it is actually based on Singapore Ministry of Health. Okay, so it means that if someone is suffering from illnesses like kidney failure and partial stroke, it means that they will need to cope with financial needs for as long as 20 to 30 years. Okay, so John, in this situation, can you imagine how a person will cope up emotionally and financially speaking?
Well, definitely 20 years is still a lot of time for someone to live. If you're not planned enough, if you don't have good friends and family to support you, it's going to be difficult surviving these remaining 2 decades of your life. If you're not ready, who knows what will happen to you. You're going to end up having a lot of problems financially. You may end up having depressions because you won't be able to handle things that are going on in the next remaining years of your life. So it can really be tough for these people if you're not planned enough.
Yes, you're right. It's gonna be very, very tough for these people, right? That's why it is very, very important for us to set aside enough funds that will take care of us during thunderstorm or medical crisis like this. Okay? So to conclude everything, John, Warren Buffett once said, "Chains of habits are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." Sun Tzu said, "Plan for what is difficult while it is easy." And Lao Tzu said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step." So John, if your life is worth living, your goals are worth achieving, your future is worth planning. So John, I hope you see significance in the overall picture of our cash flow management and budgeting.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much, Pamela. I think this is where the saying goes that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I mean, right now, we seem fine, we seem okay. But when the time comes that we would be experiencing these crises in our lives, we would definitely be thanking ourselves that we did plan ahead and that we are prepared for whatever trouble may come to our lives. So thank you very much for sharing, Pamela. I did learn a lot. I did appreciate all your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you too, John, and it's my pleasure to be sharing all this knowledge to every one of you. But remember, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is. Alright? So thank you, everybody. See you. Bye.
For more content about personal finance, subscribe to Pamela, your financial buddy.